all regain consciousness at roughly the same time. Your ears still ring from the doors being blasted open, and you can't help but cough as you taste the dust, the ash, and smoke. As you open your eyes, you can see that your hands and feet are zip-tied, and you are sitting in a large room. A loading bay? A parking garage? No, a hangar. Your friends are sitting beside you, well, most of them. And you're all on the floor with your backs against the wall. Tabs, what's your reaction right now?
I mean, other than just abject confusion, probably trying to look around and see if there's anyone else other than us, but mostly confusion.
Yeah,
Fear.
The way you're positioned, your back up is up against the wall, and you're facing an AV, which is a flying vehicle. You kind of look and you make eye contacts with Alley Cat. And Alley Cat, what you see Tab sitting beside you, and you can kind of taste the blood in your mouth. What's your reaction right now?
A lot of frustration and anger. And something of a rising sense of helplessness and a desperate feeling in reaction to that feeling of helplessness.
Do you say anything to Tab or Slicks?
My mouth isn't covered?
No.
That was not smart of them. No, I don't say anything to them right now. I'm also kind of looking around at options and looking for threats.
Tab, did you want to say anything to Slicks and Alley Cat?
Hey, is everyone okay? Are you hurt? Can you hear me?
Slicks, you hear Tabs' voice. And of course, you have that same kind of metallic alkaline taste of blood in your mouth, with a mixture of the smoke and the concrete and everything, and the dust from the explosion of the secretary as well. You probably taste a bit of her in your mouth as well. What your eyes, your ears are still ringing. You know that sensation in the movies when a bomb goes off next to you, you hear that high pitched.
Oh yeah.
Ringing. Yeah, you still have a bit of that, and you look around. As I said to Alley Cat, you don't see much. You see there's an Arasaka AV in front of you, that's kind of blocking the view, but you can tell you're in a large hangar bay, and because there's a bit of a fire alarm going off and there's red flashing lights, you assume maybe you're still in that building. So
yeah, well, Slicks is with all this grossness in his mouth and in his body, you know, also too, after that explosion, his his audio implants are going a bit haywire. He's still got that high pitch thing, and his visual implants too are kind of like zooming in and out and trying to adjust themselves after all that. So he's looking around, but to answer, you know, he coughs up a bit and he answers Tab.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
But he's not doing all right. He's trying to save face and just also look around and get his eyes to adjust to find out where he is.
Ladies, where are we?
He's in obvious pain.
I'm okay. I'll get through this. Where are we? I don't know where we are. Oh.
You sound amazing, Slicks. I'm so glad.
Oh yeah, I feel 100% after that. Well, that was.
And he barfs a little bit.
Oh, that's okay. That's a good barf. That means things are good. Things are exiting.
Better out than in.
That's right, right? Oh, that's so good.
At that moment, you can hear some voices coming from the distance. You hear a woman shouting, "Miss Pratt is stabilized for now. Get her to the base ASAP." And that you can hear sort of a commotion coming from behind the AV in front of you. And then all of a sudden, the sound of an AV taking off nearly deafens you as you can see this rising vehicle rise behind the one in front of you and fly out of the hangar. A few moments later, you hear footsteps, the hurried but measured footsteps of someone clearly in the military, and they draw closer until Slick's right in front of you. You see a pair of jackboots, and they're kicking you. "Well, what are we going to do with you, Sergeant Balzac?" And he grabs you, Slicks, by the collar.
Hey, watch it.
Get this one up and put him in the AV. And this Arasaka guard, Slicks, grabs you and throws you into the AV onto the floor. The man with the boots looks at Tabs and Alley Cat, and he goes, "Stay where you are. I will be right back." And he goes into the AV and he hits a panel, and the door shut. Slicks, he grabs you and he lifts you up and he puts you on a metal bench.
Hey, man, take it easy.
"Oh, don't worry, I will. So this can go easy. It's all up to you, or it can go very, very hard. Who are you?"
I'd ask you the same question. Who the hell are you?
"Yes,
What right do you have? Bring us here. You're not the police. I want to speak to the police and my lawyer."
the police. You're the law?" "Yes, you're in an Arasaka building. I am the law."
Hey, look, man. I don't speak to your kind. Okay? I'll speak to a corporal. Give me. Where's Pratt? Let's speak to her. Give me someone. I don't want to talk to you.
And he punches you right in the face.
Oh, dude, what the? Oh, man, you punched my ear right off. Jesus, what the hell is your problem?
"Why did you come to see Pratt?"
Huh? Why did I
Why
come
did-
to see Pratt?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't come to see Pratt. She came to destroy my neighborhood. That's why this mess happened. You should ask her, not me. Why did she come to me and destroy my beautiful neighborhood in this disgusting city, huh? Answer me that.
You're telling me you infiltrated a high security building and threatened the life of an executive of a Arasaka corporation to defend the honor of your neighborhood? You've been asking a lot of questions.
That's so hard to believe, eh? I guess a pig rat like you, employed by this shit company, huh? I guess that's how you see it, eh? You're just a worker for the masters, aren't you?
You love this city, huh?
I fucking hate this city, but I love my neighborhood, and by extension, the city. I hate what it's become because of you.
That's right.
Pigs in your armor.
And he leans in like right nose goes, "That's right. The last time punks like you screwed with Arasaka, look what happened to your city. What do you know about Reclaim Inc.?"
I know that they're just a baby company trying to take over and trying to send out mercenaries to kill my friends and I. That's what I fucking know.
He
And Slick splits blood from his mouth onto the boot of this guy. There you go.
looks down at his boot.
You know, and Slicks goes, you know, I don't know if you know who I am. It's very dangerous to bring someone like me into a place like this. You better watch yourself.
Yeah. Looks like my boot's already dirty. And then he heads over to a panel, fire suppression panel, and he opens it up. He looks at the fire extinguisher, and he looks at a hatchet. He pulls the hatchet out of the container, and he heads over to you. Alley Cat and Tabs. A few moments go by, and the AV door opens, and you see the Arasaka officer smiling, his boots covered in blood, and he walks over to you. He goes, and he motions to the other Arasaka guards, and they put you to the feet, and they march you both into the AV. And as you kind of get marched into the AV, you see Slicks, and he's holding his arm. And you see on the bench beside him a few items. You see a hatchet, you see a propane torch, and you see his hand. And and Slicks is basically unconscious at this point. And he pushes you both down on the bench beside him and goes, I have some questions for you both. Why did you want to see Miss Pratt?
Well, it turns out she's married to my ex-girlfriend, so I'd like to talk to her about that.
And Alley Cat smiles big and she says, Laura's my sister. Why wouldn't I visit her?
Family relations, huh? What are you doing in this building?
We're sitting here. We're having a nice meeting. Nice. It's a meeting. A little messy.
Yeah, your friend was equally glib. Maybe you two could give him a hand as well. And he smiles and he picks up the hatch. And at that point, one of the pilots from up front looks over and goes, Lieutenant, we have strict orders from Colonel Astor. They're not to be injured. We need to go and bring them to him or her now. She wants to interrogate them both personally. And the lieutenant looks. Yes, I suppose you're right. All right. Let's get going. We need to get to base. And two other Arasaka guards get on. The one that was referred to, Balzac, sits in the AV directly across from you, and another one gets into the co-pilot seat. And the officer looks at the man that just got in the seat and says, Sergeant Singh, take off now. Let's go. And the AV, the doors close, and it fires up. And it lifts off to the ground, and it flies out of the hangar and over Night City. And it's flying towards the new corporate center. And the lieutenant looks at you both. If you thought, and he points at Slicks' hand, if you thought I was brutal, you should see what Colonel Astor is going to do to you both. Make this easy. Just tell me what you know about Reclaim Inc.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know, but all we know is they were killing our friends. So
You're telling me your real family was trying to kill your friends, and it all just culminated at some battle in an office building? It seems absurd to me.
You know, life in Night City is a little absurd, whether you'd like to admit it or not. But yes.
And he looks up Balzac. Sergeant. And he gives him the hatchet. I don't think the colonel said we had to give them both to him. We could, just the two females. Why don't we get rid of the one? I've already started the job. Why don't you finish it?
What in what order are we seated?
So you are in the back of the AV. It's a metal bench. There's Slicks on the far left. There's Tabs in the middle, and you, Alicat, are on the right.
Are we strapped in?
Yeah. And you're still your hands are zip tied, and so are your feet.
Are their hands in front or in back?
In the front. He looks a little taken aback at that. He goes, Sergeant, I don't know if you're maybe one of the new recruits, but Arasaka has a code. And I was tasked to get information from these three and tasked to bring at least 2 of them back. Not necessarily all 3. I want answers from them, so you're going to help me get answers from this one.
Which one is he pointing at?
Slicks.
He's gonna Balzac is gonna step forward, and he's gonna take the hatchet from the lieutenant, and he's gonna sort of raise it and then look at Slicks, and then look back at the lieutenant.
Okay.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Don't hurt him.
So he's gonna bring the hatchet down, except he's going to put it in the throat of the lieutenant.
At that, the lieutenant grabs his throat, and he pulls his pistol out of his holster, but he stumbles back, trying to breathe and stem the bleeding. And he points his gun at you, but he slips, and he shoots the pilot right in the head. And at that, the AV lurches forward and banks severely to the left and heads towards an office building. An office building in the combat zone. You haven't reached the new corporate center yet. You're still flying over the old corporate center. So it's an office building that's been abandoned for at least 20 years. And the AV is heading directly towards it. Balzac, what are you going to do?
Gonna reach for the controls and try and land if I can without crashing my ass into the fucking building.
So as you try to do that, the co-pilot, Sergeant C, goes, Ballsy, the bullet went right into the controls. It shot. I have no control over this thing. We have to manually try. Use all your strength.
All right, well, strap in, brother. Let's bring it down. And he's gonna hop in the other pilot seat, and he's gonna try and pull up as hard as he can.
Make me a piloting check.
Well, Flick's just bouncing around unconscious in this thing with it.
Seven.
There's this stump of an arm just bouncing that the ladies are seeing now.
Yeah, and
right
the hand
totally off.
has flown up, and it's like slapped him in his own face.
Yeah, it's like hitting the walls and the ceiling as this thing lurches around in there.
So that's 17 pilot air vehicle.
Okay, so Balzac, you're able to level the AV a bit, so it's no longer in a straight dive. But as you level in, you notice you're going to go into the building. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. But you're able to just angle it so that you don't hit you hit glass. You don't hit a concrete beam. Singh shouts, "Brace for impact!"
Everybody fucking duck.
I want everyone to make me an athletics check, and then Balzac, I want you to make me another pilot check.
So I got 18 on athletics and 21 on piloting.
Okay, let me hear what the others got for their athletics first.
13 athletics.
16.
And Slicks?
I got 11.
Okay. So Tabs is agile enough to be able to brace herself and put her head down. She remembers everything she was taught about plane crashes and things she's watched on holovids. She puts her heads down between her knees. The other two, you're just kind of flopping around, you're in shock. Gary, just as the AV crashes through the window and into the office building. You remember to hit the collision button, and the entire AV fills with a hardening foam as it crashes violently into the building, smashing through old cubicles, and then finally coming to the rest into the ladies' bathroom on that floor. Alarms are chiming in the AV. Luckily, because the building is so old, the sprinkler system no longer works, but there's a small fire in the front on the sides of the AV where the engines are. In the back, you guys are just like, imagine you're just covered with hard Cool Whip at this point. So it's everywhere. It's even like it's in your mouth. It's everywhere. Gary, you're able to kind of get it out of your eyes, and you look next to you. There is a toilet which has crushed poor Sergeant Singh's head.
Okay. Balzac is gonna get up and he's gonna look at Singh. Is he dead?
Yeah, he now has a toilet for a head, so that's pretty fatal.
I fucking always told you you were full of shit. I didn't mean for you to take it literally. Jesus Christ.
Have a point.
Thank you. And he's gonna get up and he's gonna push his way through the foam, and he's gonna like clear the path to the prisoners, and he's gonna say, "File that fucking landing under pure berry for greats. Are all of you alive?" And he's gonna look and see what the prisoners are doing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Slicks is slowly coming to now. What the fuck? Oh my god. Get me out of here, so get me out of here. And he's fumbling with the clip and trying to take this clip off as he's trying to get himself out of this chair.
So, by the way, the crash for Slicks, or sorry, for Tabs, you took 7 points of damage.
Ooh.
For the other two, you took 14.
Yeah, so, okay. Slicks, not only is he now obviously missing a hand, he's super beat up and bruised. And he tries to unlock he's trying to unlock the straps on his seat so he can just get out and breathe better.
Balzac is going to reach for the control panel, and he's going to disengage the safety locks on their straps, and he's going to go and grab Slicks' severed appendage from the side. He's going to say, "Hey, let me give you a hand."
Hey, is this gonna be the start of non-stop puns? Let's hope so. All right, give me that. And he sticks it into the pocket of his trench coat. He looks around. He's still got his gun. Oh fuck! And he notices. Oh no. Oh.
Yes, Slicks, part of the reason that you passed out earlier is that the lieutenant had used the propane thing to cauterize your.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Slicks is like it's. Even the shock of missing a hand has not hit him yet. As he does this, he starts looking around. Can he see the dead body and all the rubble in it? Can he see the dead body, or at least the parts of the dead body of the lieutenant that cut his hand off?
Yeah, he's covered again with hardened Cool Whip, but or fondant, I guess at this point. But
fondant,
he has a hatchet buried in his neck.
Okay.
And his handgun in the other.
Yeah,
in his hand.
Slicks reaches down and goes to move his right arm, but realizes, oh shit, that's his gun hand. So he has to move that and goes to pick up the lieutenant's gun in his left hand, and he just shoots one in the face of the lieutenant. So all his brains just add to the gore and the disgust inside the airship. And he goes, he spits on it.
That's what this situation needed. More fucking brains.
Get the hell out of here, ladies, how are you? Are you guys okay?
Better than that guy.
Yeah, so Alley Cat and Tabs, your hands and feet are still zip tied. Slicks, your feet are still zip tied, but obviously your Their hands are free now.
Yeah.
While your hand is free
My
now.
hand is free.
Yeah.
Here, let me. And he takes the axe out of the guy's neck. Now that it's kind of lying on the floor, because his face is all blowed off, and he starts to just really carefully slice in between these zip ties. In between. Oh, sorry, I'm not left-handed. I'm not normally left-handed. Hold on, just. And he cuts their hands free and unbinds their legs, and he stumbles back and he has to sit back down. Oh god. Well, I've lost a lot of blood. I don't feel good.
Alicat is touching all of her clothes. She's like patting on her clothes, checking all of her pockets, including pockets that she's like checking places that you probably would not necessarily think is a place where a pocket can or should be. And she's touching all of them, looking for her agent.
Oh, yes. Okay. Your agent's nowhere to be found.
Where's Mike? And she looks around, and she's like looking, she's looking around like in the seat area. She's like, where's Mike?
Who the fuck is Mike?
Mike is important. Where is Mike? Do you see an agent anywhere? You. And she's like waving an arm at Balzac.
You're fucking worried about your goddamn... You almost died!
Where's Mike?
I didn't ken where fucking Mike is. Jesus Christ.
I care where Mike is. Do you see an agent anywhere? Did you take them from us?
I didn't take shit from you.
Did he? And she goes over to the dead body and starts just like checking the dead body for, I mean, really like anything, but she's very determined to look for Mike.
No. He does not have Mike.
While Alicat is looking for Mike, is there a first aid kit, a med kit? It feels like should be standard issue for one of these AVs. You know, just
Yeah,
in case something
it's not
happens.
hard to find. It's
Okay.
right on the wall. It has a big red cross on it.
I'd like to search through and see if there's anything that maybe I can bandage Slix's wounds. We're gonna go with wounds.
Yeah, there's enough in there. It's an attacked first aid kit that you can use it to have a medicine check on.
Yeah,
Or
for
first
sure.
aid check on.
At least try and maybe get some of the goop off of his exposed parts. That's a 17.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe get him some orange juice.
Oh yeah. There's so much goop on this thing. That's the gross part about it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Find some painkillers, and just shove them down Slix's face like he's a dog who doesn't want to take pills. Max is probably pretty good at taking pills. Where's Max? Oh man.
The Balzac is going to start pushing his way through to the back of the AV, and he's going to pop the emergency ramp and opening the AV to the atmosphere, and he's going to look back at everybody and he's going to say, well, I think we fucking introduced ourselves to wherever we are. We should probably get out of here before the scabs arrive.
Balzac, give me a perception check.
Well, Balzac's perceiving. Slick's like, hey, don't trust this fucking guy. He's from Arasaka. Ladies, we gotta get out of here.
17.
Don't follow this guy.
You did hatchet that guy instead of you, so like I think we can at least be on like neutral instead of like I don't know. I don't know.
There's a danger you start trusting one of these guys. Someone else is gonna look for him. He just killed one of his lieutenants. What, you think they're not gonna look at this? This is Arasaka.
He's
got some sort of bug or tracking device.
He's gonna walk. He's gonna walk back in and sort of overhearing this conversation. He's looking at Slicks, and then he's looking at Alley Cat, and he's looking at Tab, and then he's sort of looking around at the dead lieutenant and Toilet Head Singh. And he's gonna say two things. He's like, one, if you wanted to fight me, you didn't bring enough fucking guys. And two, if you don't follow me, you're all gonna fucking die. And I went to a bit of trouble to ensure that you didn't. So maybe you should shut your mouth and get your legs a-walking.
All right, Scotty. Yeah, okay, you know what? You can lead us out of here, but we're gonna save ourselves.
You've been doing a fucking fine job so far.
Oh, yeah, well, all right, fine. Yeah, okay, lead the way then. Jeez.
And Slicks kind of gets up and he puts his shoulder against the wall to help him up. He uses Tab as he can to like stabilize himself. Oh, okay. Oh, God. And he just tells her again, quiet, don't trust this fucking guy.
Alley Cat, were you able to find Mike?
And Alley Cat's looking at an agent, but it's much newer and nicer and fancier than hers. So she knows that this isn't Mike. She puts it in one of her pockets. I want to do a conceal reveal object check to examine the rest of this back area to see if I can find really like if I can find Mike or if I can find something else that's going to be helpful right now.
Yeah. Make me a check.
That is a 13 conceal reveal object. So
you go through the pockets of the dead lieutenant, and the AV is pretty barren. Like there's, as tags on, there was a medical kit, but there's not much else in this. It looks like it's designed to carry or transport prisoners. There's a compartment with a bunch of zip ties. You find the hatchet. The hatchet's still there. Thankfully, it didn't fly off and hit any of you guys in the head. And in the front, Sergeant Singh's body still has a handgun there, and there is, of course, a shotgun between the two seats.
Do Tab, Slicks, or I have any weapons at all?
No. In fact,
I picked up that gun to shoot Lieutenant in the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to grab the shotgun, the handgun, and the zip ties. And I give Tab the shotgun.
And there is a box of shells as well. As you were patting yourself, you realize you guys have nothing. They took everything. They took your wallets. They took your agents. You basically have nothing.
My head.
He's gonna Balzac is gonna usher everybody off the AV, and he's gonna go back to. He's gonna sort of walk through the foam and go back to the front. He's gonna pop open the pilot's compartment, and he's gonna pull out a golf bag, and he's gonna shut the compartment, and he's going to push a few buttons on the controls, and he's gonna start a self-destruct sequence. He's gonna sling the golf bag over his shoulder, and he's gonna walk out of the thing, closing the ramp. He's like, alright, I set the self-destruct sequence. We should probably clear this area. The scavs will come right for it. I haven't left much for them. Oh, they won't like that.
So as they make their way down the ramp, Balzac has led them out of this AV as it slowly, all this gross foam pours out, and they're in, I guess this is his old dilapidated something building. They don't even know where they are.
No idea where you are. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Slick's like, we gotta, Tab, Alley Cat, we gotta get out of here. You get the hell out of here and find out where we are. I have no idea where we are. Oh God! And he just starts rambling. He's a bit in shock because he's lost so much blood and he lost a hand. He's like,
Cap's gonna put a hand on your chest, Slicks, and just sort of breathe in. Like she goes into like Zen mode, in that like mom mode. Like take a deep
yeah, I
breath,
was just gonna say, yeah.
take a breath out. Just 1 foot in front of the other.
Okay.
Or we can only baby steps. We'll figure out where we are, and then we'll get home.
Slicks is just breathing. Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
No, you're good. You're good. But we'll be okay. We just gotta find out where should we go? Like, how high up are we? Are we on the ground floor? Are we on a top floor? Like, do we need to navigate stairs?
You can tell because it's one of those glass office buildings, those kind of modernist buildings. So yeah, you guys are probably 40 stories up.
Oh, okay, cool.
We gotta get down to the ground. We gotta get back to Letitia Heights and check on everybody and make sure. Here's
We will.
everybody. We gotta find out about Cicero, where he is.
Does anybody have a local skill or a knowledge skill like that about Night City?
Oh yeah, what would that be?
Local expert. We all
Local
have to have
expert.
at least 2.
Feliza,
home.
you're muted.
I have a local expert on your home, which I was interpreting to be specifically Letitia Heights.
Yes, but I'll still allow it to be used for Night City.
Okay.
Well, also we're fixers, right? So we kind of
Yeah.
know the city that way, right?
Yeah, and Letitia Heights is very close to the old corporate zone. So
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I have a 22.
yeah,
Nice.
you recognize that judging from the skyline, like what the buildings you see, you're probably in the OVO building.
And Slick's got
Oh.
a 16, so he's looking out, trying to go where the fuck.
Just to clarify, Emma, did you say OVO like V as in voice or B?
Yeah.
Okay, V
As in our very own.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also known as the Drake Tower.
Right, I was gonna say OVO like Drake.
Oh God, we're in the Drake Tower. I know this place.
Alley Cat kind of comes around and like puts her hands on Slicks's face, like one of these, and she says, "Slicks,
Yeah.
do you remember what happened before we were in the AV?"
Yeah. That bastard lieutenant was asking me all these questions about Letitia Height. He mentions Pratt name, this Pratt woman. All
Slick.
about this Pratt.
Slicks.
Yeah.
Letitia Heights is gone. We saw it on the screen. It's gone. Cicero is dead. And you don't have to worry about that anymore. You need to worry about yourself. Because if you don't worry about yourself, you are not going to make it. For another 25 years to your next Fixer anniversary. You got it?
If I may interject, this is all very fucking touching, but all of you are about to die if we don't move.
Well, do you have any suggestions? How are we going to get down 40 stories?
He's gonna look down at Tab's legs, and then he's gonna look up at Tab's face.
Are you checking Tab out at a time like this, sir?
If you
This
think
seems like an inappropriate time.
if you think that's what's happening, I should just fucking leave you here because you're not with it. We're gonna
Been through a
walk.
bit.
We're gonna walk. You're gonna use your legs, and we're gonna walk.
Buddy,
How much time is left on the self-destruct?
2 minutes and 40 seconds.
All right.
And he's gonna Balzac is going to lean into Slicks, and he's gonna whisper something in his ear, and he's gonna be like, "Are you gonna make it? Because I can carry you down the stairs."
That'll be fine. Blitz now is after after getting this moment of clarity from Alley Cat, he's quiet now. You haven't seen him like this. He's way more in shock than you guys think. So he's just leaning his weight on Tab, allowing her to lead him down.
Yeah, just get us the hell out of here, man.
All right. So he's going to lead the group toward the stairwell, which is clearly marked as it's an emergency exit. And he's going to put his hand on the door, about to push it, but then he stops for a second. He's like,
Come on.
he's going to look back at the group, and he's going to look at the door again, and he's going to step away from it. And he's like, oh, fuck. This ain't great.
And at that moment, you guys can hear voices coming from the stairwell, and you can't believe your ears, but you kind of hear German. And then one of them says, "Is the flamethrower loaded?" And the response is, "Jawohl, mein Hauptmann."
I've got good news, and I've got bad news. Which do you want first?
We don't have time for which do you want first. Just give us the news.
I find it hard to believe there's any good news. Start with the bad one.
Yeah.
Oh, we are in Red Chrome Legion territory. They're neo-Nazi rat bastards who believe that anything that isn't them is to be exterminated. The good news is they're not here yet, but they're coming up the stairs. Thoughts?
You got any other stairs?